Hello there, and welcome to our review of The Bad Batch, Season 2, Episode 7, The Clone Conspiracy. Joining me as always today, the Sith Holocron Naomi. How you doing?
Not great, but we did get to watch a good episode, so that at least is something.
Yes. We're not going to talk about the other part.
Well, I was just giving a genuine answer.
Yes, I know. We're not going to deep dive into it, because we're both the same on that one.
Yeah.
Not as bad, but we got 2 episodes of The Bad Batch. We haven't watched the second one yet, because we didn't expect there to be a second one.
Yeah.
When episode 7 ended, I'm like, fuck, I'll wait another week.
Yeah.
For more. And then, nope, the 2-parter is
They
out.
released them both at once.
Yeah, I was not prepared for it.
They listened to us, specifically.
Specifically us calling it out.
We saw our previous video had 40 views.
So, yeah.
We're in the big leagues now.
It causation correlation.
We're like, these two fuckers
right.
said we should release more at once. Maybe we should do that.
Yeah,
they didn't have...
Like, this show should be all completely out before Mando comes out. Like, it just makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, I have a thought.
Yes.
My phone's ringing. I will not answer it. That's not my thought, though.
Yeah.
This isn't negative, even though it's going to come across negative. Why the fuck is only the good episodes not have to do with The Bad Batch? Like, why is this show called The Bad Batch when we're almost halfway through a season? The Bad Batch hasn't been in 2 of the episodes of the 7, and I assume they're maybe not. I don't know about the next one because we haven't watched it. So possibly 3 of 8, and y'all like those 3 are the bangers.
Well,
like
Teak was in the thumbnail for the next episode.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm like, what's happening here?
It's a lot like,
What's the Bad Batch have to do with anything good in the show, you know? Not that the Bad Batch shows are bad, they're just like nothing going on. I'm just saying, it's weird.
I mean, the same thing happened in Season 1 with the 2-parter. The Hera episodes.
Yeah, but Omega was in that.
Well, they were like only in like 1 second of the first episode.
Yeah.
And then the second episode they were involved.
Yeah, interesting.
No, and Omega was only in like 1 second of the first episode as well.
That's fair.
I just recently watched it because me and a group of people have been watching it recently.
Yeah.
And like they're not really in the first episode of the Hera arc either.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like the Bad Batch is kind of... It's like a Clone Wars.
It's doing more Clone Wars than Rebels, you know?
Yeah, it's doing more Clone Wars than Rebels and having more...
Which is not bad. It's just, I don't know. I just want to see the Bad Batch thrive, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be in the next episode.
Good, because I miss them.
See, that's why they did 2 this week. They're like, we can't have a week...
Like, with not even Crosshair, you know?
without any member of the Batch in it. They're like, shit... Remember when we did that for Book of Boba Fett? Just a week, then it was an episode with no Boba in it.
It was 2 weeks with no Boba.
Was it 2 weeks with no Boba?
I don't know, but all I remember is the last 3 episodes are just Mandalorian episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a whole episode that's just Ahsoka and Luke.
Yeah. But that's what people wanted, to be fair.
But no, it was a good episode. It's shout out to... What's her name?
Chuchi.
Is that her name? Chuchi?
Senator Chuchi?
Rhea. Chuchi. Shout out to seeing her again. I wasn't expecting that, which was cool.
Yeah.
Pantoran, right?
Yeah. Pantoran Senator.
Shout out.
And I always like seeing characters like her, because it's like, she could genuinely just die at any moment.
Yeah?
Because she's not in anything after this, chronologically.
That is true, yeah.
Like, there's no, like, you can't have suspense when, like, Bale is around.
Yeah.
Because we know he survives all the way. Yeah,
same with, like, Rex and stuff.
So it's like, I like when it's situations like this, where it's like, oh, here's a character we know, but we don't know if she survives past this point.
It's true. She almost didn't.
Yeah.
The fucking...
Clone Boy almost got her.
The fucking traitor, you know? He's a true believer.
I mean, he's definitely one of the guys that was in, like, the facility that the Bad Batch got Gregor out of last season. It was, like, the big mountain facility, and Gregor was training a bunch of, like, troopers to be, like, commandos, and they, like, were, like, kind of weird, so I'm assuming they're, like, semi-brainwashed.
Yeah.
They're, like, I'm imagining that they're kind of like Purge troopers.
Probably, yeah.
Because Purge troopers are very much similar in that regard, where they're, like, just, like, completely brainwashed, like, psychopathic clones.
Yeah. They're like, what the fuck's going on here?
These are like the civilian variant of Purge Troopers, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or they're like proto-Purge Troopers.
Proto-Purge Trooper. Whoa. The clone version.
He looks like, Purge Troopers were clones.
Were they?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Purge Troopers were the last...
The last of the clones?
Like, the very last clones ever made. They were set aside, like, specifically for...
Purging.
to be the Purge Troopers. I'm fairly certain... it'll be faster if I type it. Let me look it up. I'm fairly positive they are.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But also, D. Bradley Baker didn't voice them in Fallen Order, so maybe they're not.
Maybe not, who knows. Or maybe they just didn't care enough at the time to do that.
Or maybe that wasn't the lore behind them yet.
Yeah. It was interesting seeing clones as, like, officers. Because we really don't see that much in the Empire, even though it makes sense that they would be officers at some point, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and they were officers in the Republic as well sometimes.
Yeah. See, this is a Star Wars episode where they also really did the, like, the Senate stuff and, like, the politics stuff really well.
Oh, only the first group of Purge Troopers were clones.
So the Cal ones probably weren't then.
Yeah, the Cal ones weren't.
Yeah.
That makes sense because by that point the clones have been completely decommissioned.
Yeah. And do you think they're gonna give them clone rights that the senators wrote for than Bail?
No.
Damn.
Yeah, I you know, it's always a meme, C-SPAN in space.
Yeah.
But I always kind of like seeing the Senate.
No, yeah, the Senate's great.
And especially in this era, because we never see the Senate in this era.
Yeah.
Because we know the Senate is around until, like, midway through A New Hope. Because Tarkin mentions in A New Hope that Palpatine just got rid of the Senate.
Yeah. You know, like, when Bail died on Alderaan, he's like, we gotta get rid of the Senate. We can't lose any more members. Fuck the Senate, you know?
Well, Palpatine had been trying to get rid of it for...
yeah, I know.
For 20 years.
Yeah.
So they're around for 19 years. We just don't really ever see them, like... We just hear about senators who turn into rebels.
Yeah. Those are the ones we know about.
We never actually see the Senate.
Not the loyalists.
Yeah.
Not the Empire loyalists.
Which still, you know, is still the banking clan.
Yeah. So who's the head... so the head guy in the Senate, the blue guy.
Masamito?
We've seen him before, right?
Yeah, he's Palpatine's whipping boy.
Even in, like, the Clone Wars, right?
Yeah, he's always by Palpatine's side in the Senate.
Okay. I never remember his name.
Masamita, I don't remember what his, like, role is. He's, like... What the fuck is... He has, like... He, like, has, like, a job name.
He's like Bib Fortuna's, like, successor, or, like, protege. He's like the before Bib Fortuna.
He is Palpatine's Bib Fortuna.
Yeah.
Like, I do also like that Palpatine wasn't at the Senate.
Yeah. How active do you think he was in the Senate during those 19 years?
Well, I just mean more from the sense that it, like, makes sense, you know? You can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah, he's too busy trying to make Snoke, you know?
Well, I mean, Lords of the Sith could be happening.
We saw them trying to make Starkiller Base, right? No, was that in the show?
No, that was in Fallen Order.
Oh, okay. we know what he was up to.
Well, it's not like he was personally there digging out the trench.
Yeah, that's fair.
But, like, you know, he's a busy man.
Right?
He just leaves Masamita in the Senate for him.
And honestly, he might be having his first child about it right now, you know? When's his son born, you know?
What?
When's his son born?
Palpies?
Yeah.
Not for a while.
Maybe he's busy being a dad.
He wasn't a dad to the first Palpatine clone.
Okay, so we got 14 years, so we got 19 years in between 3 and 4, right?
Yes.
And then we got 4 to 6 is...
4 to 6 is 3 years.
Wait, it's 3 years?
From A New Hope to the end of Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's 2 years between A New Hope and Empire, and then 1 year between Empire and Return of the Jedi.
And then it's 30 years to
Force Awakens.
And assume Rey's 19. Her mom had her 11 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So we gotta assume at least we got like 20 to 30 years back from that. Her dad was born. So...
I mean, but it's also like cloning.
Wait, is his son a failed clone? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not a real son.
No.
Well, sequels shows you kind of weird with it.
We had multiple videos talking about how stupid it was the way that they did it, because they did it in a way that just pissed everyone off.
I just wanted to theorize that he was just like being a dad.
He was just making a baby.
He was just too busy making a baby.
No, yeah, his Palpatine's son was a failed clone of Palpatine that was not Force sensitive.
I don't want to talk about this. It just makes me mad.
Yeah. Well, you're the one who brought it up.
I know. I was trying to justify what Palpatine wasn't at the Senate.
He's doing a lot of shit.
Raising a child, those important duties.
But he's all over the place. He does a lot of shit. He does Lords of the Sith. He has his labs all across the galaxy.
Yeah, he's up to a lot.
He doesn't give a fuck about clone rights.
That's true.
He only cares
about trying to get rid of them.
He only cares about clone wrongs.
Yeah.
I like how the clone boy with the sniper just straight up looked like a Mass Effect character.
Yeah.
He was wearing very much like Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, like infiltrator armor.
I could see that.
And he had a sniper, which is what infiltrators usually use. So he gave me strong Mass Effect vibes. And they all have the suicide electrocution.
Right. You said we saw that in Mando, right?
Yeah.
By who did it in Mando?
It was when they took over the like Imperial what is it, like a Covanti class cruiser, whatever the fuck.
Was that like the that wasn't the Bill Burr episode, was it?
No, that was in the Bo-Katan episode.
Okay.
And like the leader guy, like,
oh yeah, I remember now.
And she was like, "Where is he?" And he goes, and she's like, "Where is he?" And he's like, "You already know." And then he just bites it, and he dies. So like, you know, the weird culty vibes. But, you know, special agents would have, like, cyanide pills. They just have a more extreme version.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't be, I mean, to be fair, this one does look, you know, I mean, maybe in a way it's less brutal, because don't you, like, foam at the mouth when you take cyanide?
I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a movie in a long time.
Yeah, I feel like that's not really much of a thing in movies anymore.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to cyanide?
I don't know.
I just like it. It just feels like Palpatine personally wanted it to be electricity.
Yeah. That worked. Yeah, Palpatine's like, yeah, unlimited power. Let's make it electricity.
Yeah. Wild.
Fucking truly wild. It was a good episode.
Yeah. And now we know how the Bad Batch is going to be involved because Rex is here. Yes,
that's how we get involved. I like that he's just like, how he just takes this fucking guy to fucking Trace and Rafa's garage.
Yeah. I like how Rex is, at this point in the timeline, just like the guy who helps clones escape.
He's the Hondo of the Bad Batch, but he, instead of doing, like, schemes, he's just helping clones escape.
Yeah. He's like Hondo, but a good guy.
What a good guy.
Like, I like that idea, and then he just slowly becomes, like, jaded and just lives on that salt planet by the time we see him in Rebels.
Makes sense.
You know, I mean, eventually clones stop defecting, you know? Mm-hmm. When they're all decommissioned. Which makes me wonder, like, I wonder if he's seen Cody then.
Commander Crikey,
because if Cody...
because I thought there was a chance it was going to be Cody at the end.
I thought for sure it was going to be Cody. But then I guess it wouldn't make sense of how the Bad Batch gets involved.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Maybe Cody comes in on it here.
Maybe. I guess we'll see.
I'm glad the Senator didn't die, though.
I mean, she's probably going to die next episode, if I had to guess.
How dare you say that? I
mean, I'm just guessing.
Ahsoka helped her family. She can't die.
I mean, I don't want her to die, but...
That's what I love about these shows, like Gunji last week and her this week, like, a characters who, like, we don't know what happens to them, and who are interesting, that they can just pull in and, like, fill in these roles and make the show, like, oh, yeah. Like, it's like the good kind of, like, fan service, where it's not, like, smacking you across the face with it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, everything's gotta connect, but, like, it's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Like, when they brought Numa back in Rebels, you kidding me? When Numa came back in Rebels?
See, I'm just a slut for the connectivity, so...
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Even like, the corny, like, super high, like, that shit that annoys people, I'm all for it.
That's why we were like, is that Fennec shooting them?
Yeah, well, I mean, I assumed it was a bounty hunter.
Yeah, so, like a bounty hunter. Who could it be?
And, you know, we don't...
Honestly, just be honest, I was same, like, people are like, fan service band or whatever. Like, honestly, it just being a random ass clone was kind of disappointing. I was like, who could this be? Who do we know? Like, who could this be?
No, but it's not just a random ass clone. He's part of the conspiracy.
Yeah. But you know what I mean. It's not like, oh shit, he hired fucking some random bounty hunter we saw in, like, a random, like, you know what I mean?
It does make more sense because Rampart isn't really a bounty hunter type of guy, really.
Yeah. But he's trying to phase out the clones. It's even like, so he's like using them
for
that's
their
what demise.
These are like the Special Forces ones that are like...
This is his Bad Batch.
These are like the indoctrinated clones.
The Bad Batch that listens to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the whole mountain location from last season is just like a brainwashing Special Forces production facility. Because, like, that's what clones are best served as Special Forces.
Yeah. It's like, you're defective. Do you know what your defect is? Being a believer.
Well, these ones aren't defective.
I mean, they're believers, so
they're just brainwashed.
They really... okay.
Clones aren't immune to propaganda.
What's a word for clone and Empire propaganda? Like, you know how there's, like, copaganda for, like, cop propaganda? And, like, there's...
Impaganda.
Impaganda?
Because they call Imperial people imps. Impaganda.
I don't love that.
I like it. You just don't like it because a woman came up with it. I got it.
Caught me red-handed. Clone. Oh, that doesn't sound good either. We'll think about it. We'll work.
Cloaganda.
That sounds terrible too.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why I'm saying impaganda. At least, like, is a word.
See, do you know what'd be great, but they're not. Separatists, clankaganda for clankas. For clankas. But they don't have brains, they're just robots.
No, they have sentience.
Yeah.
Droids in Star Wars are sentient.
That's true.
Well,
but they're like an army built for them.
Maybe not like B2s, but yeah. B1s are definitely sentient.
That's fair.
They programmed them with fear.
Program my soldiers with fear. Why not?
I want my soldiers to experience the fear of death, right. Even though they are droids.
That's fair.
They must be sentient.
Oh.
Wild.
Well, I want to watch the next episode.
Yeah.
I think we covered most of it. Yeah. I think a lot of our thoughts on this episode will be truly realized in the next episode, depending on how it all plays out, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys liked this episode. And if you want more content, stay tuned because the next review is coming right up. So, subscribe to our channel, please. It would be greatly appreciated if you want more of this content and all Star Wars content. And until next time, may the Force be with you.